Hey, welcome to the Money Free Party House, everybody. This is where we get to have some fun talking about things that make sense, which is so unlike the world we're dealing with, which is absolutely preposterous, which is suicidal, and all that stuff. We know that. We're going to talk about all things resource-based economy, natural law economy, the open access economy, Ubuntu, all these systems being proposed now. That's where we need to go. Hey, come in a little closer, won't you? That's better. Gather around the fireplace now. And we're going to be talking about lots of things over the next year and a half. That's how long we have to go till the election. That's how ridiculous it is. What a great distraction, isn't it, from the problems that we're really facing now, where we can just talk about that candidate and that, and they're all full of BS. So I'm not, though. Please vote for me so I don't have to be your president, okay? This is the system we're talking about. That it's going to have a council rather than a president. I think everybody's getting a little tired of having another stupid president representing them. So, anyway, we're going to talk about things having to do with the new system. Automationism, that's what we're calling it, rather than capitalism or socialism. It's a new system where we try to get rid of jobs rather than create more jobs. Everything's backwards now the way it is. So we're going to try to flip everything over. We'll talk about articles that we see in the newspaper or posts on Facebook, and have some interviews, Skype interviews with activists from around this country and around the world. So this will be episode number 1, and this will be a short one. I just want to talk about a few things I saw this past week. This first one, did you see this? Republican Congressman Mo Brooks. Here's Mo. He suggests that rocks tumbling into the ocean could be causing sea levels to rise. That's right. It could be all the rocks falling from the White Cliffs of Dover and other cliffs around the world making the sea rise. This is really sad, isn't it? It's hilarious, but really kind of disturbing when you realize these are the people that we have in Washington making our policies, passing laws, and they have no idea what goes on in the real world. They have no science background. And that's what we need. I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think, on Joe Rogan. And at one point he was talking about looking at our Congress and seeing that it's all full of lawyers and businessmen. And where are the scientists? He says, that's what we need. Yeah, Neil, that is what we need. So if anybody comes across any videos by Neil and you can make a comment, or Lawrence Krauss, or any scientist that's out there, tell them to go check out Sailor2020.com and look at the policies and see what it would be like to have a system run by science instead of bankers and corporations and military. Yeah, we need a system with scientists and technicians and futurists and people like this making our policies, making decisions. But now, as I talked about in my campaign video, no one really makes decisions for us. We arrive at the decisions, but these scientists would be helping gather all the information so we can make the best technical decisions possible. And we don't have to listen to congressmen talk about rocks falling in the ocean or bringing in a snowball to deny global warming. Look, it's snowing, it's freezing out there. Oh, crap almighty. How about Robert Smith, who's a billionaire? He's a black man. There aren't many, as far as I know, black billionaires, but how did he make his money? Well, like most people, gambling, equity firms, investor. He just paid off the student debts for all of the students at Morehouse College, and that's great. $40 million to pay off student debt. Now that takes, let's see, what percentage would that be of all the students in student debt? 0.0000, you know what I mean? That's just such a small fraction. And we're happy for those people, for those students who are now out of debt. I was thinking you got to feel sorry for somebody who worked his ass off for 4 years and, paying his way through college so he wouldn't have to have all this debt when he got done, and goes to the ceremony and everybody has their debt paid off. Well, that's great for them. But I think it's just sad that we have to rely on billionaires and charities to solve our problems. And, if we had a system that was set up which inherently took care of the problems that we face, we wouldn't have any student debt. Yeah, we wouldn't have any debt at all. And so we don't really need charities in our new economy, because the system will be set up to take care of these things. We don't need Greenpeace. We don't need the World Wildlife Fund. No, we all take care of our communities and the world together, and we don't need charities anymore. Hey, what else? Bunny rabbits? You see this bunny? Oh, it's much better than that everybody bunny that just keeps on going. The bidding just kept on going. You probably saw this last week. It's a beautiful sculpture, isn't it, of this rabbit? It was on auction at Christie's, and I was thinking, if I had the money, I might bid $10,000, or I don't know, maybe I'd go as high as 50,000. Of course, I don't really have any money. I could come up with maybe a couple hundred for this bunny. But no, it was in the millions. You probably heard someone paid $91 million. Yeah, it was in the millions. $91 million for this sculpture, the most ever going to an artist. I'm happy for the artist, I guess. Now he's going to be messed up. That's what money does to you. Too much money causes problems just as much as not enough money. So who bought this? Well, it was the father of Steven Mnuchin. You know who he is. He was appointed Treasury Secretary by Donald Trump. And when I saw that, I looked into it, and this guy is a multimillionaire, and I was wondering, where did he get all his money? And it turns out his father gave it to him. Yeah, just like Donald Trump. Maybe that's why he felt an affinity toward Steven Mnuchin. They both were given millions of dollars given to them by their fathers. And, that's how actually most of the super rich get their money. They inherit it. 90%, I read, of the super rich inherited their money. They didn't really work for it. No, that thing about you get what you work for? No, you get what you inherit, pretty much. So it was his father, and where did his father, Robert Mnuchin, paid $91 million for the bunny. And where did he get his money? You could guess, working on Wall Street for Goldman Sachs. So it's not real money, is it? None of it is real money. This is all just fake money. He has millions of dollars, billions probably, just sucked out of the economy by the fictional fractional reserve lending Ponzi scheme and all the cheating that goes on Wall Street. It's all a big scam, and it's not real, and somehow these guys have all this money, and now they can spend it on their art collections. Oh, we're so happy for them. Anyway, these are a few of the things that caught my eye this past week. We'll be talking about a lot more in the future, but let's wrap this up for right now. And talking about money and Wall Street and bankers and the Fed. Let's go out with a minute here from Neil Fox. Do you know Neil? He put together this an hour and a half or longer little film documentary called The Conspiracy Project with lots of music in it. He does all the music himself. Pretty talented, amazingly talented guy, I think. So here we go. The little Neil, take us out.
It was 1913 on a Christmas day. Congress gave away its right to create cash. Now your money's only worth just what the bankers say, and you can lose your only shirt in just a flash. You see, the Federal Reserve is not a government thing. It's a bunch of private bankers we obey. And they don't answer to the people cause they pull the strings. And that's precisely why we have to say, hey, 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 fuck the Fed. Now, not too long ago, there was a president who tried. He was about to stick it to the lousy Fed. He made some legal tender, silver-backed in all its splendor.